Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. As always, thanks for joining me. Today I've got a riveting conversation about handlebars that really suit endurance riding. So when I was doing this curve build, which I did specifically for the Indian Pacific Wheel Race, this is not an off-the-rack bike. I bought every component according to what I wanted. So you can't go into a shop and buy that, which is pretty awesome. So the bar that I chose is the Syntace Racelite Carbon. Now the reason I chose them is, there's several reasons. Indie pack, everything I wanted, comfort was the most important consideration. And these bars are built for comfort. The first thing, they actually have inbuilt flex in them. And I know that everybody's been told by bike industry marketing materials that stiffness is great and you want stiffness and blah and stiffness. That's total crap for endurance riding. Like if you're Mark Cavendish or Marcel Kittel and you're trying to squeeze every single watt out of a sprint at the end of the race, fine, stiffness is great. If you are riding hundreds and hundreds of kilometers day after day after day after day after day, even if you're not, even if you just want a comfortable bike to ride, it's really nice having a bar with just a little bit of flex. Not a lot. You notice it when you sort of start to, if you hit a big bump, you notice it. If you really get out of the saddle and start mashing it around, you notice it then as well. But generally speaking, it's just something that tunes out the road buzz, it takes the edge off the bumps, and it just adds up to you less shock going through your arms, less shock going through your shoulders, your back, your neck, everything. So they're great for that, and I really love that they have that feature. Now, the other things that I really like about them is that they have a short reach. So that's the distance sort of forwards to where the hoods are. Here's a photo of that. So quite a short reach and a shallow drop. So when you want to go from the top, flats, hoods, whatever, down into the drops, you can just get your hands in there and you really don't have to change your position that much. So you're not all of a sudden really far bent forward and really aggressive. So it's very easy to move around. It's just a really nice shaped bar. Everywhere is sort of nice to put your hands. So you find yourself changing positions, go from flats, hoods, drops, no worries. You don't have to change your position radically. And yeah, so the shape is really excellent for that. Now, another thing that is really particularly great about these bars is on the either side of the stem, and I'll bring up a photo here, there's actually a reinforced sort of lattice of titanium that they put in there, and that's specifically for aero bars. So there's actually currently aero bars on it now, and they put it on there so it's better able to handle the clamping forces of the aero bars. It also is a little bit rough, so it gives it something to grip to. It's a really fantastic bar if you're gonna put aero bars on them. Now, obviously a lot of people will say, I can't believe you're racing an endurance event on carbon bars. If you crash, they're fucked, you're gonna ruin them, that's a terrible idea. These have actually been reinforced in several places. They've actually designed the carbon layup to be really quite resilient to crash and to sort of impact. So look, hopefully I don't crash, but I don't doubt that these things will hopefully be able to handle something that's not too serious. You can still break alloy bars, you can still break carbon bars. These things hopefully have been laid up in such a way as to make them a bit more resilient for that. And yeah, I think they're absolutely fantastic bars. If you are looking at doing an endurance-focused build, have a look. I'll link to the Syntace website in the description down below. I am a full retail paying customer of these bars, so when I say I think they're friggin' brilliant, they really are. Like they're not cheap. I think from memory they're about 300 Australian dollars. I paid full retail at a brick and mortar shop. No worries. It's a good product. It's what I wanted. So that, for me, is just a fantastic bar. Have a look if you're thinking of doing an endurance build. Have a look if you just want to make your bike a little bit more comfortable. The benefits aren't just for endurance. Every day I get out on that bike, whether I'm doing 300 Ks or whether I'm doing 50 kilometers, it's more comfortable as a result of those bars. I really love them. Straight round profile, nothing too fancy going on with them, just a rock solid piece of kit. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions about the bars, let me know. Any questions about anything else? See you next time. Don't forget to subscribe.